Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. As we're here tonight with the Underdog Racing League at the Richmond Raceway for 120 laps here. We want to say a special shout out to Ultimate Siding and Gutter LLC as they are presenting here the Underdog Racing League. Our customers say we're the best in the business. We specialize in residential and commercial construction, and we've been in business for over 15 years. We use only the best materials and are dedicated to completing each project in a timely manner. There's nothing more important than having a house to call a home. Ultimate Siding and Gutter LLC, make sure you go check them out as they are a proud sponsor here at the Underdog Racing League. We also want to give a shout out to our sponsors here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, and that'll be first up is ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. Make sure you go head on over to their website at ButtKicker.com where you can find yourself plenty of deals on all types of products there, like their ButtKicker Gamer 2 and various many other products. And you can use our promo code FreakyFast20 to get 20% off of any purchase there at ButtKicker.com, and then you can feel what you've been missing there, as they got many other great products in store for you. Make sure you go check them out. Also, last but not least, let's give a shout out to the McConey Setup Shop. The McConey Setup Shop is the home for iRacing setups and the official setup shop of the Richmond Raceway esports team. You can head on over to their website at McConeySetupShop.com where you can get all types of setups, coaching lessons for $25 an hour from drivers such as Zach Novak, Jimmy Mullis, and Zach Novak, a NASCAR Coca-Cola Series champion. So many types of deals they got going over there. Also, you can use our promo code FFB10 to get 10% off of any setup purchase there at the McConey Setup Shop. So make sure you head on over there today and you can get yourself into victory lane possibly. And also make sure you check out our giveaway we got going on with the McConey Setup Shop for a coaching lesson we got going for a giveaway. That'll be on the chat, and I'm pretty sure that's closing pretty quickly. So make sure you get into that, and you can win yourself some coaching lessons from some of the best out there in iRacing. So thank you to the McConey Setup Shop for being a proud sponsor here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. But all to the racing action now. We're here at the Richmond Raceway. I'm Zach Hall up in the booth. Joined alongside me is Ryan Twynham, as we have Robert Moyer Jr. in the production box here to run our cameras. Ryan, welcome back up here to the booth, man, here at the Richmond Raceway. It's the day race here at Richmond. It looks hot and slick with these Xfinity cars. It's going to be very fun to watch them do battle.
Yeah, good evening, Zach, and everyone watching. Yeah, Richmond is the first real short track. I mean, we had Nashville Super Speedway, but this is the first taste of short track racing. And as we wind down at practice, we got our typical suspects up there in the top 5 leading practice, and interested to see how patient these drivers are tonight on this track.
Yeah, very good point you brought up there. Very first short track of the season here at Richmond. And, this could set something up for that Iowa cutoff race. That's a place where they can carry maybe some of that knowledge there. So that's just something they can carry to later in the season, and maybe in the Nashville Fairground. That's another short track we got coming up. So we'll see who are the short track aces. I think that's going to be something we got to watch for tonight, because this Xfinity car has definitely shook up this field from the change from the truck last season. So now our first real short track option. We'll see which drivers have mastered this car first on this small 3/4 of a mile track here in Richmond, Virginia.
It sure is going to be a fun one to watch. These guys actually put on quite an entertaining show week in and week out here. Fencer obviously racking up wins. Raider got the win last week, who moved up 3 spots to second in the points with his win. And, each week has been, whether it's Fencer winning 3 out of 4 or, almost leading every stage, he doesn't make it easy. Well, not on himself, but the field doesn't make it easy on him.
No, they definitely haven't been very easy on him. He's had to fight tooth and nail to get those wins in his back pocket, but he's been fighting very strong so far as we head off into qualifying now to see what times they can put down. Right there, Finsler had a good sizable gap over it looked like James Loveland there, who actually put down a better time there at the end of practice. So we'll see what type of times they can put down here, because I think qualifying is going to be pretty important here tonight. Only 120 laps. That's a pretty short race here for a quarter-mile racetrack like Richmond.
That is a good point, Zach, and we were discussing it before coming live, but we don't think that fuel is going to be an issue here, pending cautions and pitting for tires. But you could pretty much run flag to flag in each stage in this one. So A little different than the last few races.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how that fuel works out. Also got 5 sets of tires here tonight, so 4 sets in the pits, 1 set on the car to start with. As the first time start to roll through here in the qualifying session. Looks like right now Christopher Hyde so far. Trevor Earhart going to bump himself up to the top of the board as they're all starting to roll in their quick times around here at the Richmond Raceway. Looks like Matt Jobe now jumping up to the top as the board continues to trickle through. Looks like that second laps are where most people are finding the speed.
Yeah, this is a track where momentum is everything, and usually it takes you about 3 or 4 laps to get momentum to get really probably your hottest lap of the run, as we're watching Spencer now come through the corners here and get to the backstretch.
Down the backstretch for our points leader, defending series champion Jason Finsler. So far, time slotted him into 6th position. We'll see where it puts him here as he comes off of 4. Where does Jason Finsler jump to? He jumps to the top of the board, 22.443. Fastest time we've seen all day. Kevin Orlando Jr. sitting 2nd so far. Have yet to see James Loveland in the 56 put a time down. His first time. Looks like he's starting his lap now in the 56, who's the 2nd fastest man in practice. We'll see if he has anything for that 5.
Yeah, we've seen a couple guys in qualifying already get a little squirrely coming off 2, so it's telling me the track is pretty slick. I mean, combine this car with this racing surface, and there's just going to be some handful of drivers with their hands full.
That they are as 8th right there on the first lap for the level. It looks like always the second lap has been the best one. We'll see here off of 2, a little bit of a close call there for the wall. Now down to 3 and 4, has to get to the yellow line, gets that left front down there, hooks the bottom. Now off of 4, trying to get the power down. What's he going to produce across the line? 2nd, and that's going to be a 22.659. That's going to be upwards of, it's going to be 2/10 slower. So Kinsler with the lap possibly of the year, man. That is 2/10 quicker than anybody. You do not see that very much, and I believe that's everybody with their laps put down here through our first 3 minutes. So we got 2 minutes of guys getting ready to get prepared for this race now.
Yeah, that happened pretty quick, and this race is going to be all about patience. It's a one groove preferred track, but there's different ways you can take to that groove. You want to be on the bottom, but you can swing in high and come off sharp and get a run, or you can come in sharp and try to come off high. In multiple different ways you can do it, but I think the key is, especially in 1 and 2, being patient, not getting on it early. If you get on it too early, you can get a little sideways, being too aggressive, or turn 2 will come out and grab you. The turn 2 wall, that is.
Yeah, it definitely sneaks up on you there. In turn 2, it can be a little bit of a tricky exit. There is that straight wall down the back straightaway compared to the curved front straightaway wall. As we wait for the final minute to click off here in qualifying. Our qualifying session has come to an end pretty much, though, as nobody's out here putting down time. So right now, a ghost track here at Richmond as we prepare for this 120 laps here tonight. It's going to be a fun one, too. And, you brought up, the groove and the line. I'm telling you that we've had some updates with this track, too, and I've done some races here recently. You can make the upper groove and against the wall even work. And I would think in these Xfinity cars, they should work even better than the Cup car. So we'll have to see. Maybe in the daytime, I'll play into that factor as the rubber starts to lay down, gets hot and slick on this 111-degree track temp we have right now. I think there's a lot of possibilities here at Richmond. This is going to be a fun little race to watch. Make sure you do not miss that out there if you're already tuned in.
That is a good point, Zach. They do have a couple updates that have gone through since the last time I've raced here, that you could run on that second high line, I suppose you could. If you have more experience than I do, I'm going to take your word for it, so I can't wait to watch the side-by-side race. And you touched on 120 laps for this race. They're going to have the 3 stages of 35, 35, and 50. So I have a feeling tonight's going to be a quick little race. These guys impress me with each week with their lack of wrecks. So if theory holds true, it's going to be a quick night.
That it very well might be as we bring up the qualifying results here for tonight's race at Richmond. Jason Finsler going to be starting from that first position, followed by James Loveland in the 2nd spot. Third's going to go to Kevin Orlando Jr., the 27 machine. Fourth's going to be Trevor Earhart. Fifth's going to be Matt Joe. Sixth place going to go to Ray Lane in the 55. Seventh's going to be Dylan Walterman in the Freaky Fast machine. Eighth's going to be Nick Alves in that 24. Ninth's going to be Parker Johnston, and rounding out your top 10 is going to be Christopher Heights in the 21 machine. 11th's going to be Justice Murphy. 12th's going to be Justin Stunner. 13th, Dennis Steele. 14th, Cody Dorsey. 15th's going to be Jacob Sekovich. 16th's going to be Peyton Presley. 17th's going to be Dane Moyer. 18th, John Magner. 19th, David Boyle. And rounding out your field in the 20th position here tonight is Scott Kerberg in the 14 machine, as that is your starting grid here for the Underdog Racing League Xfinity Series as the pace car begins to roll off. Jason Finsler going to be starting out front. We'll see what they can do with this 5 machine. He has been tough to beat.
Not only has he been tough to beat, but he's putting down some tough lap times to beat here in practice and in qualifying. So interested to see what they all have for him. Interested to see maybe some new names up front in this short track. So maybe guys that, you know, maybe don't have as good a luck. I know I don't have any luck on short tracks when it comes to the big boys in the NASCAR series. Another series that iRacing does well, those super late models. I have a good time on those cars, but when you put these big cars on this small track, I do not have a fun time, that's for sure.
Yes, we're going to have one more pace lap. This is a very tough track with these cars, that's for sure. This is it's very tough to tame. They say that at Darlington. This is one of the same things here. This track can really sneak up on you, especially a daytime race. You don't see many daytime races here, and I think it's very cool to see these cars out here in the hot sunlight here at the Richmond Raceway. But really looking at, I mean, we gotta think also back to last week. Robert Rader, winner at Kansas, he's not here tonight, so we do not have our winner from last week. So we will have to see him back here in a few weeks, as he brought up to us last week that he would possibly miss tonight. So yeah, not going to be here in the 53, as Jason Finsler is going to be looking to bring us to green.
Yeah, that's a shame for Rader, coming off a great run on there. And pace car's off. We're going to go green here. Finsler leading them to the line.
There we are. Pace car is in. Green flag is out in the air. Jason Finsler off and away as Loveland tries to hold on to second. Orlando Jr. going to take a look to the inside now, pull door to door through the middle of 3 or 1 and 2. Off of 2 though. Loveland looks to have the drive. He's going to pull to the quarter panel of the 27. He's going to pull ahead down to 3. And it looks like he'll clear for that second position as the field starts to spread out, with Dylan Walterman already the first to search up to the third lane. Major run for that 99 machine. We could see that third lane really become a factor.
Yeah, good tight racing here in the beginning. You got some settling in up front, but we got some side-by-side racing mid-pack as guys try to shuffle in and try to get relaxed and start picking off some positions here early on.
And at 84, Cody Dorsey back here. Looks like he's in the 13th position. He's got a battle going on behind him with Peyton Presley in the 11. The 3 of Jacob Sekovich. Dane Moyer, who had a great run at Kansas. He's trying to work his way up in that number 28 machine. He's going to work around the outside of that 3 up into that 16th position. They battle off of 2. Great racing here early in the going.
Yeah, and point out Loveland running well here in second. He ran well last week against. I thought he may have been the car to beat the way he was charging through the field and had some misfortunes that took him off the track and he wasn't able to finish. But hoping for a good rebound here for Loveland. He deserves a good run after last week's misfortunes.
Yeah, and I can tell you, from past experience here, especially I've raced a few races with Loveland on Saturday nights. He's a very good short track racer. So would not be surprised if this track kind of suits his skill set here tonight. And we'll see if he can run Finsler down, because Finsler right now, he's doing the good old run away and try to get away act here. But I tell you, I've seen this before at Richmond where drivers drive away early in the run. They destroy the rear tires, and the rest of the field comes back to him. We'll see if Finsler, we've seen him do this before where he keeps driving away. But tonight, I'm telling you, you can't overwork the tires. We'll see if he does it, though. Only 35 laps, though, on the stage, so not too far. I think he's thinking that's how it's going to play out here, so he's pushing his car.
Yeah, Zach, we almost had, as we ride along with Justice Murphy here, we almost had turn 1 and 2 claim its first victim. A great save by Justice Murphy and a great job by the guys behind him, not getting into him because he was completely sideways. He was dirt tracking through 1 and 2 laps ago.
Yeah, and he's still battling here with Justin Stunner. Looks like he'll clear him, as now the one that did still go to the inside. Justin Stunner looks like he'll back out of that situation as they all solidify their positions there in 11th, 12th, and 13th. As the field right now, single filing out. Trevor Earhart taking a look on Orlando Jr. there in third. But man, right now, seeing that bottom be very good. Walterman's been the one I've seen searching up in 3 and 4 up high, but he's seen to go back down to the bottom, so must be nothing there yet for that 99 machine.
Yeah, it's good to see our producer putting some extra TV time on that one car. I don't think Dennis Steele was here last week, but good to see that gorgeous one car back in the lineup this week.
Looking very, very good out there in that one machine. So is that 99. Freaky Fast. We love to see that car there. And Matt Job ahead of him, having a great run also in that 89. You see him directly ahead. He's right now in the 6th position. He's dropped one spot as Ray Lane. He makes the return, like he said there, Ryan, this week, and he's up to 5th, and he's got the battle in front of them. Earhart now, Orlando Jr. side by side off of 2. Here to battle for 3rd, raging on. Ray Lane trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah, good to see Orlando following up last week's great run with another one here. We talk about it each week. I feel like a broken record. He's always sitting in that 5th and 6th spot, but here he is in the top 3 with a great battle with these two drivers of Earhart and Lane. Nose to tail.
Yeah, all nose to tail here. Orlando Jr. still holding him off. I tell you, Orlando Jr. is one of the toughest ones I feel like in this league to pass. He seems like he's always very good at holding his position and just being, right there, not making a mistake and making it tough on you and say, you got to get it done yourself to get by me. I'm not going to make it easy on you here, as he holds onto that 3rd spot. Ray Lane, though, pressuring Earhart as they go down the back straightaway.
Catching somebody's one thing, passing them is another, and Orlando always having a great line, consistent line, much like Fensler does, and that's why he's maybe up there, week in and week out, battling in the top 5, and he's a tough cookie to pass, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can see Earhart trying everything in his power to try to get by him. He drives down almost right against the bumper of that 27, almost pushed him through the corner. And you see even Ray Lane here from this view. He's not too far behind Earhart, so it's kind of stacking up there behind the 27 Orlando Jr. as right now Fensler still pulling away from Loveland, but Loveland opening the gap to this group of 3 here. It's starting to spread out a good bit here at the Richmond Raceway in the first 14 laps before we get to that lap 35 stage.
Earhart and Lane both seem to be faster than Orlando right now, and that's just going to keep holding them up, and that gap to Loveland's going to continue to grow. And you got Fensler and Loveland both. They were quickest in practice, and they're really pulling ahead here. Class of the field so far early in the year.
Got a lot of strength here shown. Here comes Earhart down the inside, on board with him. See if he can get it done here, trying to put the power down off of turn 4. Looks like he's a nose ahead here at the line and at the start of 1. Can he clear him through the middle? This is going to be his chance. He is clear to the 27 of Kevin Orlando Jr. Trevor Earhart up to the 3rd spot. Great pass for him. Now Ray Lane going to be the next to work on the 27.
Yeah, you saw the 25 there. He was better than the 27 pretty easily. Maybe the 55 is too, but that 25 was getting such a run off the corner on Orlando Jr. that there was a couple times I thought he was just going to run right to the back from trying to get him going.
Yeah, he was very patient with him. Like you said, he had such big runs. He had to be patient with it, and he backed it up on him and got the run and got it done in that 25 machine. As he's able to take 3rd away and start to drive away Ray Lane, though he's also looking like he's got a little bit better drive off than Orlando Jr. here early in the go. And as Job closes in, Walterman and Alves, the whole group here closes in on this little battle. And this is really important for points. Orlando Jr., he needs his best finish as he possibly can. He's missed a race here this season. So right now, 7th in points after a good finish last week. He needs to continue to rack up those finishes because you got to be top 10 in points if you want to make those playoffs.
Fensler is way out in front in the points. I think he's got like a 75-point lead or something like that. But 2nd place of Robert Rader, Justice Murphy, James Loveland, and Nick Alves all going down. They're all within, the top 5 are all within, I want to say just roughly off the top of my head, about 20 points of each other. So they're battling for some good positions there, although Fensler may be in his own world right now him winning stage after stage, and you know, a handful of races already. These other guys, though, man, seconds up for grabs going into the playoffs.
It really, really is. And I tell you, I think also due to the fact that I believe if you're, I'm gonna have to get clarification on this later. But I believe if you're winning, you're in. So that there's two guys outside the top 10 in points right now who have wins. That's Grant Thrope and Sean Huffstutler. So maybe if, they got the lock in possibly there. That'll be interesting to see. But then, they might have to stay in 20th in points. Huffstutler's not far from falling out of there, and I don't believe Huffstutler's here tonight either. So he could possibly fall out of the situation there. So we'll have to see how that works out. But right now, the lap times throughout the field have kind of evened out, and even Loveland turned in a little bit quicker than Finsler as he runs up on the lap traffic there of John Magner in that 15 machine. He'll get by him, but Loveland really starting to close a little bit of time here on Finsler. We'll see this time by. Looks like he lost some time there, as you can see up on the board. The times compared from Finsler to James Loveland. He was able to run 3 laps quicker than him and 2 laps slower than him. So we'll see if he can continue to close it in. He did have to get past that lap car. We'll see these lap times, though, as they close in here on the stage.
Yeah, that's interesting there. You see the splits here, and he's got a few laps where he's faster than him, but look at lap 20 right there. It's almost like the time he gained in 2 of those 3 laps, he lost all in 1 lap. So, consistency is key, and if he can consistently pick off little time by little time each lap, he will eventually get there.
Yeah, and you can see these two. It's just a lap time battle between these two. Just hundredths of a second between our top 2, and they've opened up the gap. Giant. I mean, it is a giant gap back there all the way to 3rd, with Ray Lane now taking over 3rd from Trevor Earhart. I mean, that's 7.3 seconds in 25 laps. These two are really putting on a clinic here at the Richmond Raceway, and really, man, their pace is just out of this world at the moment. You can see that time by Loveland much quicker here as if it comes through. And you can see, actually, I'm looking back to Ray Lane there. Sorry about that. And you can see Ray Lane had 1 lap quicker, but just much slower by a couple hundredths there, a few laps to Loveland in those top 3.
Yeah, Lane finally got past Earhart and Orlando, who is dropping like a rock. I'm wondering if he maybe hit the wall, but he's all the way falling back to 8th, almost 9th place now as they're side by side. But as Lane has gotten by Earhart, he's able to run a little quicker, but those front 2 are out in their own world right now.
I tell you what, yeah, Orlando Jr. has dropped like a rock. He's got heights all over him, about to take the 9th position in it. Murphy's not too far behind there. So it's really, really interesting between that group of drivers as they're trying to fight their way into the playoffs here. These battles are going to be critical in these next 10 races to get themselves locked in and in position to be in those points very solidified. So, man, it's got to be tough here racing like this. You got to start thinking early about how you're going to make the top 10 in points.
We look here at the times you mentioned it. They're putting Loveland and Fencer are putting a big gap on the rest of the field. It only takes about 22, 23 seconds to get by here once you get tires worn out. 23, 24 seconds. But 3rd place is about a 1/3 of a lap down from these guys. And like you said earlier, that's just in 30 laps. As next time by, we'll have 5 to go left in stage 1, and point out. Any caution from here to the end of the stage will end the stage for these guys.
Very good point there from you, Ryan. Like I said, if caution comes out, that will be our stage ending. But at the moment, Finsler been a little bit quicker than Loveland. Loveland had to get by a lap car, and he actually gained the time back almost that he lost. Oh, there's a car going into the inside wall. I'm unsure which car that was. I think it was Jacob Sekrovich in the 3. Heavy hit to the left-hand door driver's side of that car as he'll bring it down pit road to get that worked on. I believe that's a hard collision for that 3 machine.
Yeah, that was a hard hit, and I've been looking up and down the board. Not really too many big movers in the race. People sitting about where they qualified, give a spot or 2, take a spot or 2. But Jacob Serkovich, I think he was struggling because he was one of the guys outside of Kevin Orlando who's having that misfortune of dropping like a rock right now. He was one of the few guys that was really fallen off and fell back at the start of the race. So I think he's just struggling a little bit tonight to get a handle on that car.
Yeah, and I tell you again, like you brought up, Orlando Jr. He's really just dropped back considerably amount. I mean, he's getting fought by the one car, Dennis Steele now here for position, trying to take over 12th. I mean, this has been a tough night for Orlando Jr. after qualifying in that third spot. He just dropped like a rock. He got stunnered. Also, Dane Moyer. I mean, there's multiple guys coming here trying to overtake him in position.
Yeah, and it's really amazing me. Maybe I jinxed him by saying he's always running the top 5. He's always got that consistent line. And I don't remember the last time I've seen him outside the top 10 on a stage, coming to a stage end as we're on our final lap now.
Yes, we are. 1 lap to go for Jason Finsler up front. And I tell you, 1.3 seconds is the gap back to Loveland. Loveland has done a good job to close it back down. But he's going to need more time than what he's got now as they've been coming out of forward. They take the checker flag for the stage. These guys are just still be racing back here. As you can see, stuttering around the outside of Orlando Jr. Here comes Dane Moyer in the 28 machine. He's got to run possibly on Orlando Jr. as we come into the caution here in the next few moments.
Yeah, that was an impressive pass there by 33 starter. Like you said, sorry, I'm a little distracted. We're not going to caution. We're on lap 37 now. Huh.
Yeah, I think there may have been a little miscue from there, but and there comes the caution. So a little bit late on the timing there, but hey, it's still the stage in there as Finsler able to bring home that stage win there over James Loveland.
I think what that was is, I believe Stunner controls the caution, so his hands were a little full trying to make that pass on the outside, so it made it take him an extra lap or two to get that admin caution into that stage.
Yeah, it's very tough to do when you're driving. Trust me, I've had that done it before. So good job of Justin Stunner doing that and not causing an incident or getting himself some damage. So it can be very easy to do. That's going to bring the end of the first stage. And I tell you what, Ray Lane, though, when he got into third, I was watching his lap times. He was running just as quick as our top 2. Maybe if he can stay a little bit closer this time here in that 55, we may have a 3-man battle, because I tell you what, those top 2, they were rocket ships on that longer run.
I remember Lane has a couple races under his belt, and he's run great in those few. He's our newest member of the league. He's run great, and he hasn't had the finishes to show it yet. A couple mishaps in the final stage of each of his starts, but wasn't here last week. But good to see him return and take his place up there in the top 5 and get a third place there, and like you said, keeping pace towards the end of that stage.
Here's they all get service done. Jason Finsler going to win the race off of pit road in that 5 machine. Still keep the lead over James Lovell. Looks like Earhart's going to win the race off pit road on lane. And it looks like Dylan Walterman's going to come out in 5th there. So great exit of the stage there for this first stage caution for Jason Finsler out here, getting another stage win to back up his resume here at the Underdog Racing.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there was a little mishap there on Ray Lane. He's going to lose a spot or 2. Maybe he just fell back down to 4th, and he lost all that time trying to make those passes at the beginning of that stage. So I was hoping he'd keep that third spot and see if he could pull away with Finsler and Loveland. But he's closer to them now than he was to start the race. So not too much work to get by. But Earhart, he's no slouch. He's going to make it tough for him.
Yeah, he will. He was looking strong, too, on the short run. He got stuck behind Orlando Jr. for a while, lost a lot of time. So we'll see, how this all shakes up here as we'll get a restart. And this is going to be a little bit of a shorter stage, too, because 35 laps for that first run. Our stage caution didn't come out until 37, though, so this has kind of stretched our distance into here. So now we're going to be looking at a stage at lap 70. This is only going to be about a 30-lap to really 29-lap run here for these guys. So I think you're going to see guys push maybe a little bit harder here trying to get track position for that final stage, because that one's going to set up to be about 45, 50 laps.
That is a great point, Zach. I wasn't even thinking about that. But, yeah, already short stages tonight here at Richmond, 35-lap runs. We're already sitting here with on lap 41 after they pulled that out or pulled the caution out late. So, I mean, they're not lining up to go green this time. So you're looking at maybe a 28, probably a 28 lap run here. Assuming the lights go off here, I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah, I believe they should possibly click off this time. Yes, they will be going back green this time, as I believe Sekrovich there in the 3. He'll take the wave, and he'll get back to 1 lap down here as he'll come back around the field, as he got that early damage on that race car. We'll get ready to go back green flag racing with the front row. Jason Fensler, James Loveland, followed by the inside line of Trevor Earhart and the outside line of Ray Lane. Walterman up from the 7th to 5th position also, and then Justin Stunner through all that sequence. He went from 12th to 6th, so great jump for him in the pits.
Yeah, I was going to point that out too. Stunner getting a great jump, and Serkovich, he went in the pits just before that caution ended as the pace car comes in, so he's going to get that wave around and be 1 lap down now, battling Presley from Lucky Dog.
Green flag is back out in the air. Fensler with an amazing start. That's going to let Earhart get to the inside of Loveland. Loveland's going to have to do everything he can to clear the 25. Looks like he will actually do that here. Off by 2, Loveland up to 2nd, Earhart 3rd. Now the battle with Walterman and Lane down the back straightaway as Stunner is going to fill out in 3rd.
Then you see Fensler already pulling a gap on Loveland. Loveland doesn't want to get him out there too, or let him get out there too far, but we're all single file for the top 6 or 7 positions.
Yeah, you know, I wonder if that last run, well, the big question in my mind is, you know, was that James Loveland saving? Or was that just, you know, some guys' pace is just that different. You know, some guys don't have the short run pace and they got the long run pace. Whereas Fensler, he was very, very strong throughout that whole entire run. So we'll have to see if Loveland picks it up here for this shorter stage. But it's starting to look like possibly that's just his pace and it comes to him as the run goes on. So really it sets up for that final stage being his real big chance at this win.
Yeah, and you see battling right now, Stunner and Walterman for 5th place. We got a car way up high, almost in the wall. Is that Walterman? That's Walterman going way up along the wall, running the Dale Earnhardt Jr. line.
Yeah, he's up there trying to find the grip, and man, almost lost the position. Stunner, who definitely got a little loose, and even Walterman, he got to that wall just a little bit. Our producer saying so we're hearing a hard collision. Actually, our producer says he took it down pretty hard. So unfortunately for Walterman there, he's gonna have a little bit of damage on that right front. I can see that there as the 21 of Heights here runs in 8th. He's got Job, Stunnard, and Walterman there directly ahead of him as the top 4 kind of pulled away from there.
Yeah, and that's going to be a product of Walterman getting in the wall there. You know, damage off this wall, it may not hurt too much. It's a short track, and you know, obviously a lot of people know short tracks damage is a little more forgiving. As you see Walterman able to stay in front of Stunner for now. We'll see if it really hurts the car on tire wear. It could do that. You know, mangled front end, mangled right side can alter the handling of the car and maybe have to drive a little harder. As you see Walterman again get a little sideways off 4.
Yeah, Walterman having a little bit of a struggle right now in that 99 as he's still holding on to 5th. I mean, hey, we'll take run the top 5 in a struggle any day. If that's struggling for you, that's a good day in my opinion. So Stunner now working the outside groove here. He got passed by Job. Here comes Heights in the 21 to his inside now down to 1. Stunner trying to hold on position. He was 11th at the end of the stage, got all the way up to 6th after the stage caution. So right now, for him to be hanging on to this outside groove here, hanging on to this position, good on Stunner here, trying to fight up to hold on to the spot. Oh, there goes Heights, and he's going to get turned by Alves. There he goes around. It's a freaky fast onboard. We get to see this all transpire.
Yeah, that's going to be the first non-stage caution of the race, and it was unfortunate as he was battling on the outside. It looks like he tried to do a crossover there on Heights, and maybe he wasn't paying attention to Alves on his inside.
We'll see here now down on the freaky fast replay. We were riding on board with the 33 down here in the corner. Heights going to make the move to the inside. Here comes the 33 to cross over, like you said there, and the 24 is there on the inside. Turns down across his toes, and that's just a little bit of a racing incident there if anything, and that's going to send Stunner up. And also Dane Moore, Cody Dorsey up into the outside wall. So some damage for those guys. And I believe, Dennis Still in the one also there comes in. And he gets it stopped, though, actually. So good job with Dennis Still there. Get that one machine stopped and not get no damage on his 33 Stunner. He's going to get it back fired up and going.
And I was going to mention just an update before that on Orlando Jr. He's still sitting back there. I don't know if he had any issues that he still stemmed from. I thought maybe it was tire wear on the last run. I didn't know if it was damaged, but he's going to get himself back into the top 10 after that caution right there gets brought out.
Yeah, we're going to have a few guys hitting pit road actually here. It looks like it's going to be Parker Johnston, Cody Dorsey, Justin Stunner, Dane Moyer, and Scott Kerberg. So looks like the only driver to change tires. It looks like that was actually it was Cody. No, sorry. Which one was it? It was one of these guys. Might have been it was Justin Stunner, I believe, changing tires there, and Cody Dorsey. So taking some tires for those two and get back out here on the track. And they got plenty of tires here tonight for how the race has gone so far, but definitely still want to save a few if you can.
Yeah, so that'll be second sets of tires for him, and we're closing up quickly on halfway to go already. Probably be about halfway to go when we go back green. You got Sirkovich now the only car 1 lap down, and then you got Magner 2 laps down. So good tight racing up front, tight racing in the back, but 2 totally different groups of drivers. I mean, the top 2 or 3 are definitely a class in the field. As you see, Ray Lane's going to restart in 3rd and Walterman in 4th here when we go back racing.
And it should be a fun battle to see here as Walterman now up to 4th. As the field continues to pace here, Fensler out front, Loveland 2nd. Those 2 in the class of the field. Ray Lane's been able to get himself to 3rd. What exactly happened to Earhart? Where did he go?
I was wondering if he possibly may have pit there, because I was doing the same thing. Because he was running up in the top, and Lane, I didn't see Lane make the pass, so I was wondering the same thing. I thought maybe he pit.
He wrecked the lap before the caution. He lost it coming off of 4. It's a very common spot to do it, lose it off 4, go off into the grass, and the caution didn't come out. I went back and looked at it. So he lost all those spots from a big slide. So, yeah, Earhart all the way from 3rd back to that 11th position. Tough for him now. He's going to be back there with Orlando Jr. We'll see if Earhart can rebound. But, man, I tell you, you can actually see his tire marks going off into the grass with certain shots. So I tell you what, it's easy to do losing it off of 4 there. Good thing for him, he hits nothing, gets no damage. It's kind of one of those things that's just kind of scared you.
Yeah, and he's sitting right there with Orlando. So him and Orlando, who are having a great battle in stage 1, are going to be battling each other again. Orlando trying to rebound from an unfortunate end to stage 1 where he was just dropping like a rock.
We'll have to see how it plays out here. Trying to get to lap 70 for stage number 2 here at the Underdog Racing League. Thank you all for tuning in here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting as we get ready to go back green flag racing. Pace car is in. Jason Fensler on the gas. A little bit of wheel spin from Ray Lane there in the 2nd lane. Loveland going to hold on to that position. Now it's going to be a battle for 3rd. Walterman in lane.
Yeah, we got a great side-by-side racing all the way through the back of the pack. As you see guys try to get in single file order. Walterman, who did hit the wall there in that last short run, he's holding his own so far. So maybe the damage isn't too bad on that 99 machine.
Yeah, it looks like he's able to hold his own there in that 4th position as Heights and Joe battle behind him. The rest of the field looks to sort it out. Fensler tries to run away from Loveland, and Loveland trying to get away from Lane as Lane saying, hey, man, you got to pick the pace up. I want to take 2nd from you there as now Heights takes control of 5th from Joe.
And partner, you made the point earlier where Lane was able to clear the guys he was battling, Earhart and Orlando. He was able to keep pace and maybe even chip away a little bit on Fensler and Loveland. So now that he's got no drivers between him and those top two. Let's see if he can keep up with Loveland and maybe even overtake him. He's not going nowhere this time.
And I tell you that the track that we've seen Ray Lane be very, very good at, Nashville Super Speedway. And, that's a track you got to really use the brakes, use the throttle. This it's a little bit more of a, I would say, attuned to a short track style racing that we see. So Ray Lane, he could possibly be using a little bit of what he had there from Nashville, as he had that unfortunate slide, almost like Earhart did off a 4 at Nashville, to take him out of a winning position. But man, he's having a great race here tonight.
Yeah, you see the 9 car working his way up into the top 10. We saw him get sideways in stage 1. Got the 25, 27 all right here battling for the top 10, along with Dennis Steele to the inside of Orlando, with just 10 laps to go in the stage 2.
Yeah, less than 10 to go here. Fensler has a commanding 0.8 of a second lead back to James Loveland, Ray Lane third, Dylan Walterman fourth, Christopher Heights in fifth. Right now, the field all single file trying to race it out here. Looks like Earhart, the first one in the 25, want to get to the inside of Murphy, fighting for that 9th position. Earhart, after that spin off of 4, he's trying to make up time, restarted in that 12th position, now up to 10th. He's trying to get by Murphy, but Murphy doing everything in his power to hold him off here late in the stage. You got David Buell up ahead, Nick Alves also, as this battle continues on.
Yeah, you see a little damage to the rear end of that 52 car too, and goes back to that patience thing. Not only be patient driving through the corner and saving your tires and let your car roll through the corner, but you got to be patient with the guy in front of you. He might have a different braking point than you, and you might have to check up a little sooner than you want to. And that was probably a result there of the 52 having a different braking point than whoever was behind him, and someone got to the back of him at some point in this race.
Oh, there goes the 52 and the 9 down the front straightaway. They spin, and the caution is gone away. Our third caution of the night, and I think, that's right on the edge of being the stage caution, since we're starting 65. We'll be completing it here. I believe that should be the stage caution here.
It'll be close. We'll see. That's, like you said, right on the border. So technically it came out with 6 to go, but we'll see how they play. They might have a 1-lap shootout here.
Very possible. We'll see how they work it all out, man. That was an interesting incident there with the Murphy and the 52 of David Buell. You see him sliding down the front straightaway, both losing their cars. Looks like the 52 got up into the 9, and they lost it there. So that was a wild caution there. It looks like everybody going to be coming down pit road, and I believe that means definitely the end of the stage here.
Now, one car that did stay out is Dennis Steele. So if that's not going to be the end of the stage, if that's not going to be the end of the stage, if it was the end of the stage, the field would have already been frozen at the time of the caution. But if it's not going to be the end of the stage, Steele's going to steal some stage points here.
We'll have to see how that works out for him, as he's going to come by this time with the race lead. He's got a decision to make.
He did pit on that last caution on lap 53, it looks like. So he didn't pit that long ago. Everyone else had pit at the end of stage 1, not everyone, but the majority of them. So that may be his strategy.
Not a bad idea from Steele. Get the track position here, come out with the lead here, as Fensler's going to start second now. Loveland can take advantage of this with Fensler. Also, this could set up a interesting little battle here. Fensler's going to have to be on his toes here and try to get by this one very quickly and not lose track position, because we've seen the 56 and the 55 both have a little bit better pace than the 5 in the long run during that first stage.
Yeah, and a lot of that, could have been with the lap traffic, but towards the end of that first stage, all 3 of them were dealing with lap traffic. So, Loveland and Lane getting through it a little quicker than Fensler, but again, Fensler had a decent lead. He could have just been being more cautious. But we haven't mentioned it much tonight, but fuel isn't going to be a factor in either of these stages. But if this final stage, if that was the end of stage 2, and this is going to be the final stage here, which it looks like it is going to be because the lights are still on the pace car, so they're going to run an extra couple laps here and the stage. Steele is going to be right on that pit window that we did not think we'd have to discuss tonight.
Yeah, he's gonna be in an interesting predicament now with this being most likely the stage over from that caution. So yeah, interesting predicament for Steele. I think he's gonna be in thinking where he needs to go too. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out here once you get this back green flag race. I believe we'll be going green this time by. And like you said, he pitted not too long ago, and it's only been a few laps on the tires due to, kind of a few caution laps there on them. So we'll see how it works out for him, but he's going to have to be on his toes here. No wheel spin as the pace car lights go off. And we'll get ready to go back green flag racing. This is going to open it up to be a 50-lap full run here, too, instead of a 45-lapper like we are almost thinking. So it's going to be more interesting, I think, on the pit window side of things. But with 65% fuel, I think the guys who have pitted at that caution there are going to be good to go. But Dennis Steele, I think he is actually going to be very, very close.
Yeah, and I believe the fuel window is about 66 laps, and he pitted on 53, so that'd be about a 67, 68 lap window with the few of those caution laps like you had mentioned before, saving his tires. Now, interestingly, he's about a half-second slower than Fensler, so we'll see how he does as it goes green right now. Here we go.
Yeah, not the greatest start from Steele. That's actually going to let Fensler, I think, get by. Oh, and he's going to slide the racetrack, get contact from Loveland, as that's going to bring out the caution there. And that's, oh, man. Loveland into the back of Steele there. Steele goes around. Dunner gets in that. So does Justice Murphy. So does the 25 of Trevor Earhart there. Multiple guys involved there in that yellow to bring out our fourth caution of the evening there. And there's really, the one just did not have the greatest start, and he kind of slid up off the bottom here, as we'll see on the Freaky Fast replay. And Loveland just a little tap to the one there, as you see the one just didn't get going as the leader very well, as Fensler's going to have a good little nose ahead there, entering the corner. One slides up the racetrack there, and then the 56 into him, slides around. Multiple guys missing. Disaster there is Earhart there. He's going to take collision. David Buell and Justice Thunder, Justice Murphy, and the 11 of Peyton Presley there, all involved in this fourth caution of the evening here at the Richmond Raceway. And as that caution comes out here, we're going to take a quick break here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting and hit a commercial. And going to have a run down to the end of this race here as Fensler has been able to get back to the lead, and we will have a quick commercial break. Everybody's under caution. We'll be right back.
want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
All right, we are back here after our commercial break. You see there on the Freaky Fast side by side. James Loveland, he fell back to third, fought his way on that restart all the way back to second. Now, a sizable deficit to Jason Finsler. Maybe had to use a little more tire than he desires. 1.4 back to Loveland here as this race closes in on the finale. Man, this is going to be a quick one, Ryan. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty. These drivers got plenty of fuel to make it to the end and plenty of tires. Let's see who's going to have the pace and see if this thing even stays green.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate caution for a handful of drivers on that last wreck there, with Dennis Steele spinning his tires in that restart. Big one is Justice Murphy, third in points. Came into the race only 2 points behind Robert Rader, so he's still going to pass Robert Rader without him showing up. But unfortunately, Justice Murphy's the first casualty. He's going to be out of the race and watching the rest of this one from pit lane.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Justice Murphy early into his night here at the Richmond Raceway, as the 9 car not able to get it done. But I tell you what, we're looking at some good battles there. David Buell in that 52 machine trying to fight his way forward, as he's got I believe that is it's like Parker Johnston there in front of him. So David Buell's a lap down, so he's trying to fight his way up here and hold on to that lucky dog spot. As Dennis Steele is the next car trying to get to him as we round the back bumper. Dane Moore here in the 10th position. He had a great run last week at Kansas. He's having another good run here, top 10 run at Richmond. As even up front, I'm watching some of the times being turned up front. Finsler and Loveland starting to close the gap possibly.
Good point there, yes. Loveland seems to be just a tick faster. He might be pushing a little harder as we come up to 31 to go. This, you mentioned earlier, quick end to Murphy's night. I think this is going to be a quick end for everyone. This race is flying by as we come up to 31 to go.
Yeah, it's really clicking off here. 23-second lap times here for the majority of the field, and really only going to get down to the 24s there, as you now see the lap time difference between our top two. Oh, did Loveland make a big mistake there, I wonder? Looks like he almost got in the wall. He actually saved that thing pretty well, but we'll see if that makes a difference here on the lap time, having to really lift like that on the exit. And yeah, it did. He lost about a 10th or more there that time. But yeah, you can see it there on the board. Lost some time there. The Finsler will have to regain here in the 56 if he wants to run down that 5 machine, because it's going to be no pit stops. He's going to have to do this here just through all-out pace.
Loveland is he's closing the gap back up, so he's pushing that. He's pushing that car really, really hard to roll him in, and you can see him right there get a little sideways off too, trying to reel him in. It's just he's got to be consistent. You see, he's going to lose some time there with Finsler just being the more consistent driver.
Yeah, Finsler definitely being very, very strong. As you can see, even Ray Lane there on our board, he's just been able to consistently each and every lap be quicker than that 55 machine, opened up about a 0.7-second gap to Ray Lane back here in this 55. So Fensler trying to close it out. He didn't win last week at Kansas. He was not able to go there to victory lane, able to get that top 2 finish here, trying to get back into victory lane for that 4th time this season. Tell you what, this 5 looking to go back-to-back in championships. He is a tough hombre to beat out on the racetrack.
Hey, partner, one thing we haven't mentioned tonight. I got 2 words for you. Freaky fast Grand Slam.
Very true, actually. He was the last person to do it. That's actually great info from our producer there, too. Last person to do it, Jason Fensler. He's looking to be 2 times in a row to do it. I mean, this guy is he definitely is doing this for the books for Freaky Fast. I mean, that is an intense thing to be pulling off week in and week out. About 100 slower than James Loveland that last time, but he is looking to do it. I'm telling you what, 25 to go. Can Loveland stop that Freaky Fast Grand Slam, or does Jason Fensler bring home another one?
If I was a betting man, I would think Jason Fensler, he was so much quicker in practice, and we did see Loveland creep up and narrow the gap in practice, in the practice times. Qualifying, though, you had mentioned it earlier tonight. That was a lap time of the season. I mean, being over 2 tenths faster in qualifying is a huge gap. And even looking at the hot laps, he's about 2 tenths quicker on his hot lap compared to Loveland. So he's putting a deserving performance to take this Grand Slam right now, and for him not to get it would be a misfortune on his end.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot from that 56, I think, to run down that 5. Is look at Orlando Jr. You know, we talked about it wasn't the night for him, wasn't having a great straight, drop back like a rock. Look at what he's doing here. Oh, he's into the wall. That's going to let the 21 of Heights by there. That's going to give Heights the 6th position, drop Orlando back to 7th. But I was just about to say Orlando Jr. there, almost, right there at the edge of the top 5, doing what he does consistently each week, even if he's having a struggle here tonight.
Yeah, he's making up for all that time lost there in the first stage. Being in the top 3 and then having great battles with Ray Lane and Earhart was up there. The 3 of them battling behind Fensler and Loveland, who were driving off. And he just dropped like a rock. I had a feeling maybe he had some damage to the car. Making his way back up, and now he hit the wall again. But hopefully with coming up on 20 to go, he's able to salvage a decent finish. As you see, the 24 had to check up big time for the 27 coming off that corner.
Oh, yeah, the 24 almost to the back bumper of the 27 Orlando Jr. Here's Earhart also in the battle on the 25 as they battle it out with 20 laps to go. Who is going to have what it takes to pull this off? Right now, Jason Fensler out front, and looking back at the stats we have here, Jason Fensler, again, our last person to pull off the Freaky Fast Grand Slam, get the pole, get both stages, get the race victory, and that was at the Homestead Miami Speedway, and that was actually last month on the 28th, so almost a month exactly from this race. Jason Fensler was at a Homestead celebrating a Freaky Fast Grand Slam. Could tonight be his 2nd chance to do that here at Richmond?
As he stretches out the lead just a hair. We have a great battle here for 6th, 7th, and 8th, and 9th, all on top of each other here with 10th place Peyton Presley lurking too. Everyone trying to get by Orlando. He's probably holding people up. We saw him slam the wall, and you've seen Nick Alves struggle to stay behind him without running into the back. As he goes to the inside, he's going to take that position.
Side-by-side battle for them there. That's going to drop Orlando back to 9th. Next will be Peyton Presley trying to get by him as Alves still trying to fight by. Orlando Jr., we know, one of the toughest drivers to pass here at the Underdog Racing League. He's showing why as he's going to hold here in position and now in the 9th spot right behind the 24. Right on board with him with 16 laps to go. Oh, 24 to the wall. That's going to let Orlando Jr. dive it back down the inside. Here comes Alves back on the outside. He'll have the runoff as the 27 almost squeezes him up in the wall. Barely any room. That was wild as Alves just squeezes by.
Yeah, and Peyton Presley's loving seeing this. You see these guys beat and bang each other and, start wrecking their race cars. That's going to just make it that much easier for Peyton Presley to attempt to move up some positions here in the late going as he gets by Orlando. He has his sights set on Nick Alves now.
Oh, and Orlando Jr. struggling now as Dane Moyer tries to make the pass by him. Orlando Jr. just sideways on entry, very much attacking the corner and losing the rear. Here goes the 28 by. Here comes David Buell, just not the night for Orlando Jr. here as he drops back to the 11th position. And Parker Johnson not too far behind. See if he can get up by Orlando Jr. to put him back to 12th. Orlando Jr. was running 6th there. It just seems like as the run goes on, that 27 just cannot keep the tires underneath him here with 13 to go.
And while we're watching all this, 27 seems to be struggling with the handling on that car since he received the damage from pounding it. But don't look now, Loveland has cut the gap inside a second on Fensler, so he's coming all of a sudden.
He is really starting to make a lot of time here on Fensler as they are getting through lap traffic too, so this could play a good factor here. Fensler gets stuck behind somebody too long. It's going to give Loveland maybe a shot, and even Fensler, what I'm seeing, he just can't get to the bottom. He's really missing the bottom on entry. Cars sliding a lot for him on the corners. We'll see here as they come by. 11 to go. Times are stabilizing out there, 1.1 second gap. Fensler cannot have too many mistakes, though, because Loveland is within that distance. If he makes a mistake, he'll be there.
It seems like Loveland has a tad bit quicker car, but Fensler's just more consistent. And as you see him, Loveland go to the inside of the 3 car to put him another lap down. Fensler's opened the gap back up to a second, 1.2 seconds, about 1.3 second now. Then that just tells you Fensler was maybe just having a little issue, maybe caught a lap car at the wrong time, and I saw the gap shrink to about 7/10. But no lap traffic in his foreseeable future, it looked like. So Fensler's going to be really just watching his mirror, making sure he's not making any mistakes, and he's only 9 laps away from this Grand Slam.
Look at the lap times compared Lane to Loveland in the 2nd and 3rd spot. Lane turning some of the quickest times on the racetrack here, but right now Loveland being very quick also. As you can see now, the times comparison between our leader and James Loveland. Fensler, though, in these last few laps, definitely starting to open that gap up to Loveland. I tell you what, though, they may catch lap traffic, though, because Dennis Steele, Parker Johnston, and Kevin Orlando Jr. all racing hard here. We're at about 24.4s, and these guys are running 23.7s, so they're catching them at a good rate here. 7 to go. I think they'll be there with about 5 to go.
Another good point, partner, is you got Orlando, who's falling back at a quick rate of speed. He's been all over the place this last run. He's going to be a threat to go a lap down, and we've been watching him just fight and hang on to the car after pounding that wall. So, Fensler's going to have to be cautious maneuvering through traffic. He does have a 1.5-second gap to maybe be more cautious than you normally would, as you see a good battle here between the 21 and the 89.
Yeah, I can tell you what, Heights here trying to hold off Joe. This is for a top 5 spot. What a run here for Christopher Heights it would be at Richmond. Yeah, Trevor Earhart not too far back also, as Dylan Walterman has solidified himself in that 4th position. Right now, 5 to go. The gap has opened up again. James Loveland's starting to fall back from Fensler, but I'm telling you, he's going to catch him with it's going to be probably 3 to 2 to go when Fensler gets up here to these lap cars. It could get sticky. I mean, Orlando Jr. is trying to fight to hold on to every position he can here. He is the last car on the lead lap, so, will he just roll over for the leader? We'll have to see here with 4 to go.
Yeah, you got the 27 and the 1 both. And, nothing against that 1 car. But the last time he was in front of the leaders, there were some mishaps that wrecked a dozen drivers or so. So, Fensler's going to be careful now with the 1 and the 27 both having some misfortunes early in the race, and they're battling right now pretty tightly. So Spencer's just going to have to be careful, cautious here as he goes to the inside of the 1.
There they go, coming to 2 to go. Jason Fensler working the inside of Kevin Orlando Jr. This is helping Loveland, but Loveland just not got the pace right now to really take advantage of this. As Fensler makes the clean, easy pass out of 2. He continues to show his strength as he comes down the back straightaway for the penultimate time tonight here at Richmond Raceway. Coming out of 3 and 4. He's going to look up to the flag stand. White flag flying for Barney up in the flag stand. It's going to be one final time here at Richmond. Jason Fensler looking to pull off the freaky fast Grand Slam. Has a gap back to the 56 of James Loveland. Has been a fantastic night. We've seen him struggle a little bit on the long runs. He says, what long run are you talking about? This was my long run here as he's driven away from the 56 of James Loveland. Jason Fensler comes out of 4. He's going to be a 4-time winner here this series in the Xfinity Series and get his second freaky fast Grand Slam of the season here at the Underdog Racing League. What a night it's been for that 5 machine.
Yeah, Loveland's going to take home a well-deserved second place. He was by far the most dominant car behind Fensler tonight. Good to see Ray Lane get a 3rd place, and he had a great run as well. Walt's been in 4th. All 4 of those guys were up in the front all day, and good to see Lane put a good finish to a good run, and we're going to see the 5 car burn it down.
Yes, we are on the front straightaway here at the Richmond Raceway. Jason Fensler is going to celebrate in this 5 machine as he's going to be very excited to pull home another freaky fast Grand Slam and continue to open up that points lead. This guy is just out of this world, ladies and gentlemen. Congrats to Jason Fensler. We'll be back in a few moments as we get our top 3 drivers up here and have a chat with Jason Fensler, James Loveland, and Ray Lane. Be back in a few moments. All right, we are back here, everybody, here at Freaky Fast Broadcasters. We got our top 3 finishers here tonight at the Richmond Raceway here at the Underdog Racing League. Let's get a chat here with Ray Lane in the 55 machine about his run here tonight at the Richmond Raceway. Hey, Ray, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, another great run here tonight for yourself in that 55 machine, buddy. You got up to third there. It just seemed like it was a battle between you, Jason, and James there as the long run went on. You guys got so close between lap times. It was fun watching you guys battle. How was the first short track of the season here for you, man?
It was good. Thanks for everybody. Thanks for that. I'm just glad to be in it, honestly.
Yeah, man, great run for you here tonight to get some good points for yourself in that 55 machine, man. We'll head off to Charlotte next week in that mile and a half. How you feel about Charlotte as a racetrack, man?
I feel really good about it.
Well, hopefully you can get yourself a good run there in the 55, man. Before we let you get out here in that 55, anybody wants to shout to for that third place finish here tonight, man?
I just like to thank the league, y'all for broadcasting it, and the Blind Squirrels for picking me up. So proud to be part of their team. So,
well, awesome job here tonight, Ray. Congrats on third, man, and we will catch you next week in Charlotte, buddy.
thank you, man.
All right, everybody. That was Ray Lane in the 55 machine. He's able to bring home a third place finish. Well, let's get a talk now with our second place man of James Loveland in the 56 machine as he battled all night long with Jason Finsler trying to run him down. Let's hear what his thoughts are on the first short track race of the season. Hey, James, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, James, another great run for yourself, man. A second place finish here tonight, but I tell you what, hard fought battle there. It seemed like you and Jason so close on lap times all night as it got spread out there. You were able to close them down there through most of the runs there at the end. Was it really coming down to the factor there when you lost second place there to Ray that kind of probably hurt your chances there to run that 5 down?
Yeah, I would definitely say that was the cause. I mean, it was. I apologize to Dennis first of all for getting into him in the first corner, but yeah, that's ultimately, ultimately what caused me to, lose second there, and yeah, I was just trying to pass those. Dylan was racing me hard for position, but he was trying to get up front, and yeah, Ray let me go, but it was just I burned up my stuff there at the end.
Yeah, that's definitely, that was about to ask you, did you have to really exert the tires more to get back to that position? Because we've seen on that, you were able to get there in second. Jason was opening that gap up. Then you would slowly, hundredth by hundredth, start to click that lap time off from him and close that gap. That time, though, there, like you said, you just had to use too much tire to get back to that position.
Yeah, I definitely used too much tire. I was trying to keep a certain gap to him, so then on the long run, I could try to gain that each 10th or whatever when I was down to like the last 10, 20 to go. But yeah, when I tried to pass those two guys, it just killed my tires. And then I was trying to push to get within a second of them. And yeah, I just cooked them and I was just cruising to get second.
Well, man, I tell you what, it was a great battle to watch all night. You guys bouncing lap times back and forth towards each other. Really the class of the field out there. You top three really putting the gap on the rest of the field, man. So it was a fun battle. You guys really intense up front. Another good run for that 56 machine, man. But before we let you get out here and head off to Charlotte next week, anybody want to send a shout out to, James?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for doing this great broadcast. Shout out to the Underdog Racing League for hosting these events. This is fun. I'm enjoying it. Trying to get back into rhythm. And yeah.
Well, James, congrats on second here tonight, man. We'll catch you next week in Charlotte. And you have a great night.
You guys as well. Thanks.
All right, everybody. That was James Loveland in the 56 machine, able to bring home the second place finish. But tonight, there was one guy that was not going to be stopped. That was Jason Finsler. Pole, stage 1 win, stage 2 win, and the race victory to go along. That's a freaky fast Grand Slam. And I tell you what, in a less than a month span, he's the only man to do it. It's 2 times in 1 month. Let's hear from Jason Finsler, your freaky fast Grand Slam winner here tonight in Richmond. Hey, Jason, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, Jason, another grand performance for yourself, man. Able to pull off the freaky fast Grand Slam, as we've called it here. The pole, both stage wins, and the race victory, man. what a race it was here for you. But I tell you what, led a lot of laps and was out front for majority of this thing, man. But I tell you what, Loveland there behind you, definitely being about a second and a half to a second all night there back, had to be stressful.
Yeah, it was. I wanted to kind of maintain at least a 1 second advantage over him. So I just kind of ran the car to maintain that. And that last stage there, I could tell he was pushing pretty hard because I was pushing my cars, to the extreme too. So kind of used up the right front a little bit more than I wanted to. But all in all, it was a good run for us.
Yeah, definitely, great run for you to get in tonight here, man, to put yourself back in victory, fourth win of the season in that 5 machine. Take us through like the cat and mouse battle you guys have as race car drivers on this track, trying to save tires. Like you said, you tried to manage that gap about a second, you said there. So, are you trying to save tire while you're doing that? So kind of take us through your head there. It's kind of almost like a cat and mouse battle.
It is. And this place is real. It's one of those racetracks that if you try harder, you're going to go a lot slower. So you got to really get yourself in the right state of mind of just get the car, keep the rhythm going, and get the car to the bottom of the racetrack and maintain a good rhythm. So there was a couple times I overdrove the car and it showed, he could close in just a little bit. So I just had to get myself in a good rhythm and try and maintain that.
Well, man, the rhythm you definitely had here tonight at Richmond, man. They would get that 4th victory, and like we said, the Freaky Fast Grand Slam, and the first man to do it, 2 of them in 1 month, man. So that's congrats on that. You're the first one to pull that feat off. That has got to feel great. And I tell you what, it's been a great season so far through you for the first 7 races. Now we head off to Charlotte, another 1.5 miles. Kansas had a good run there, able to finish second. How you feel about going into Charlotte next week?
Well, should be a good race. These guys have really gotten a lot of speed in their cars, so should be a good race. And obviously, take care of your tires, just like every race. This is a low grip package with these Xfinity cars, so you really got to kind of try and race the racetrack the best of your ability and take care of your stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll just try and keep knocking off some wins.
Well, man, I tell you what, it's been fun to watch you so far through this season here at the Xfinity Series. It's been cool to see the transition you guys have made. And so, I mean, you're right back here in victory lane again with that 4th win. So congrats on that, Jason. Before we let you get out of here and go celebrate that thing, man, anybody want to send a shout to?
Yeah, all the friends and family tuning in to watch. They really enjoy your guys' broadcast. You guys for doing a great job. And all the guys in the league, really good racers, a lot of fun. A lot of these guys are fast this year, so we got to try and keep our speed in our car too.
Yes, you definitely do, buddy. Congrats on the win here tonight in the Freaky Fast Grand Slam. You have a great night, Jason, and we'll catch you at Charlotte, buddy.
All right, boys. Thank you.
All right, everybody. That was Jason Finsler in the 5 machine, your race winner here tonight at the Richmond Raceway. Congrats to him after another solid performance in that 5. Going to pull off a Freaky Fast Grand Slam for the books. 2 of them in 1 month of a period. That is almost mind-blowing to me. I have yet to get one of those in my name, and I'm telling you what, I'm jealous, Jason. So congrats to him. We'll pull it off too in 1 month. That is, like I said, a feat to be reckoned with. We ain't seen nobody else do it. So Jason Finsler there pulling off that race victory again, like we said there. James Loveland able to fight hard to that 2nd position. 3rd's going to be Ray Lane with another good run. The Freaky Fast Machine with Dylan Walshman in the 99. Going to come home in 4th. 5th's going to be Christopher Heights. 6th's going to go to Matt Job. 7th's going to be Trevor Earhart. 8th position going to go to Nick Alves. 9th's going to be Peyton Presley. Rounding out your top 10 with another good run is going to be Dane Moyer. 11th's going to be Parker Johnston. 12th's going to be Kevin Orlando Jr. 13th, Scott Kerberg. 14th's going to be Jacob Sekovich. 15th's going to be Cody Dorsey. 16th, David Buell. 17th's going to go to Dennis Steele. 18th, John Magner. 19th, Justin Stunnard. And rounding out your field in the 20th position is going to be Justice Murphy, as that's your race results here tonight from the Underdog Racing League. What a night it's been here at the Richmond Raceway, Ryan. I've had so much fun up here in the booth, man. How was the racing out there for you on the track, man? Because it was just so fun to call from up here in the booth.
It was a lot of tight racing, and again, I was pretty impressed with how the guys were able to keep it straight. We had a little action there in the middle sections of the race to start the 3rd stage, but a dominant performance again by Jason Fensler, getting the Grand Slam. Loveland dominating as well. He just played 2nd fiddle all night. Good to see Ray Lane up there finally put a good finish to a good performance here. He's new to the league, so glad to get that finish under his belt, I'm sure. We had just great racing all around for Richmond.
Yeah, that we did. It's been a fun night here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Again, thank you to everybody for tuning in here tonight. It's always a pleasure here to call the action on Wednesday nights here at the Underdog Racing League. Again, if you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up, subscribe button, and that bell notification as we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. And we're at 987 now, so we're nearing that point. 13 to go. Please help us out. We're trying to get there. So everybody, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you can be known when we go live each and every time here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. But again, thank you all for tuning in. Let's send it out to our producer, Robert Moyer Jr., to close out tonight's broadcast here at the Underdog Racing League.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, like Zach said, for everybody tuning in. Man, what great battle we had here tonight. It was good seeing great, clean racing here. And congratulations to Jason again. Like you said, he got two Grand Slams, Freaky Fast Grand Slams now. So my Google Docs are going to start filling up with just a whole bunch of Jason Finsler's names until we get somebody else out there that we broadcast that runs stages and, pole stages, 2 stages, and then gets the race win. You get their name put into that category too here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. But thank you from Underdog Racing League for letting us be a part of this league on Wednesday nights. If you're looking for a league, make sure you check these guys out every Wednesday night. Here at Freaky Fast, just look them up on the iRacing portal page if you have iRacing, and you'll be able to join them by just looking up Underdog Racing League. But our next televised, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in tomorrow because this is going to be fun with Sam Dyer and Hunter Hayward. We go to the Rockingham, and that track is going to be something else to watch. In the Xfinity cars, I don't know what we're looking at. I don't know what we're getting into tomorrow night, but I'm sure they're going to put on one whale of a show at the Stars and Stripes tomorrow as we go live at 9:20 Eastern here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. But until then, hopefully everybody has a great Wednesday night. Don't work too hard Thursday, and we'll catch you Thursday night. Until then, God bless everybody. We love you all. Peace out.
Bye, everybody.
Later.